my mother explained it to me. I grew up on the reservation, and I was raised on the reservation with my grandmother, my mother, my uncles, my cousins. We have a large family, and I didn't really spend much time off the reservation as a child. So I didn't travel outside of my comfort zone a lot when I was younger. When I did leave home, it was usually to go to another reservation. And though I am half Czechoslovakian and half Ponca, most of my life was spent with my native family, although I do know both sides of my family, and I was a part of my grandfather's life, and the other side, most of my time's been on the res. So when I became involved with the Keystone XL pipeline fight and started working with Jane, and I got to know Art, and our friendship began, it was kind of hard for me to understand what I was doing. I knew that I was there to protect the land, and I knew that where I was in Art's farm, in his homeland there, was also my original homeland, my territory of my ancestors, my grandfathers and grandmothers. And my mom explained it to me that we have connections to the land, that we as indigenous people, Native American people, have a connection to the land, that we have a connection to the water and to the living things, and that we've been taught by the Creator how to live in balance and harmony with Mother Earth, Mother Nature. She also explained it to me that now each one of you, your families has been here for generations, that you buried your mothers, you buried your fathers, your grandmothers and grandfathers. Some of you have buried children in this land and in this earth. So you have that spiritual connection to the land, the same that we do as Native Americans, that our ancestors are buried in this land and your ancestors are buried in this land. So you have this deep connection to your home, and you want to protect that home, and you want to protect that land. And that's what brings you here today. And that's what brings me here today. I'm a father. I'm also a grandfather. And I want to protect the land, and I want to protect the water, and I want to protect our natural resources for the future generations, for my children, my grandchildren, and the ones to come after them, that my bloodline could live on, that my people could survive as we have survived and endured throughout the ages and throughout the generations. So I commend each one of you for your efforts. Individually, they can break us down and they can defeat us. But it also takes that individual effort to come together collectively, the way that you're doing today, the way that you've been doing. When we started the Keystone XL pipeline fight, I actually started in Canada, and I talked to the people up there, and we discussed different strategies and what could we do to stop the pipeline. And I knew it was going to be through organization, the organizational skills of certain people that could bring people together, town hall meetings, and I explained to them that I thought that we had to go to each community along the proposed route that it would affect. And that strategy needs to be implemented on every pipeline fight. That we have to organize each other and organize the communities that could be impacted by the pipeline or a coal fire power plant or a strip mine or a logging company or whatever it is that threatens your way of life, that threatens your home. So that's one thing that I think that has to be done, and that I've seen that works in the past. I think that what's going on in Standing Rock right now, if any of you are aware of what's going on in Standing Rock, North Dakota, I've been on the ground in Standing Rock since August the 8th. that day on August the 8th, when I arrived at Standing Rock, there was a 48-hour notice of construction that they were going to start constructing a pipeline within 48 hours. There was 35 people at the camp, at the Sacred Stone camp at Standing Rock that day. Not much more people than that's in this group here, probably less actually. And we came together in a circle much like this and prayed. And that's how we began that movement. That's what that movement started as. Actually, on April 1st of this year, a smaller group of 4 people came together and started the prayer camp at the Sacred Stone. And they camped out there since then, since April 1st. And so it doesn't have to be a big, huge movement or a big, huge group to begin these fights. It just has to be a collective effort, an individual effort to collectively do something, to stop this pipeline, to stop corporate greed, to stop these oil companies, and whatever it is that threatens our way of life, that threatens the way of life of our children and our future generations. Each one of us as mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers know that we want a better life for our children than the life that we have. And I think that's what we work towards, and that's what we work for our entire lives, is to provide a better life for our children. So when we're protecting the water and we're protecting the air and we're protecting the land, that's what we're doing, is we're trying to make a better life for our children, to ensure that they can exist in a good way, in a peaceful way, in a harmonic way with Mother Earth. And I believe that through our collective efforts that's possible. And through the global awakening and the global awareness that's going on right now, that fossil fuels are dead and it's time to move into the future of renewable energies, that we can make that happen. So once again, I want to say thank you, and I think that you all deserve a round of applause, each one of you, for what you're doing here. And I believe that it's time for the next generation to also step up and be a part of these meetings and to be a part of these movements. Last night I spoke and I told the people there that the movement in Standing Rock was started by the youth. The youth were the ones that took the initiative to run from North Dakota to Washington, D.C. to bring awareness about the pipeline, to bring awareness about the contamination, to bring awareness about environmental racism and environmental genocide on the Standing Rock people, on the Lakota people, Nakota people, Dakota people, the 300 nations that are represented, all of the allies that have come from every walk of life. We all have a stake in this. We all have a common ground. We all breathe air. We all drink water. We all need healthy food to survive. We all live on the land. That's our commonality. That's our common ground. That's what brings us together, and that's what keeps us connected. And I'm proud to be here today. I'm proud to be in West Virginia and stand in solidarity with each one of you. I plan on coming back here, and I'm very thankful to be back here today. I came here in the springtime. It was beautiful. Everything was blooming out. It was a beautiful time of year, and now sitting here at the table and watching the leaves fall in the trees behind the building here. It's another beautiful time to be here with you in this beautiful land. I know that some of you have brought water and some of you have brought some soil, and we did a water ceremony next to the creek down here just a little while ago before we came. And I'm going to ask each one of you to do your own ceremony, because it doesn't take me to be here for you to pray or for you to have a ceremony on your land, for you to be connected with the land or to be connected with the animals or the birds or the life that's around you. Take that water and take that soil back to the place that's special to you in your heart, and put it down there and pray what's on your heart and what's on your mind. Pray for yourself, pray for your land, pray for your water, pray for your children. Your prayers are strong. Your prayers will be heard by the Creator. I feel that, and I know that. So I'm gonna ask you each to take those back to your homes and take them to that place that's most sacred to you, and use it in a good way, and talk to the Creator and send your voice to the universe. So I wanna say thank you once again, and I hope that our paths cross, and next time we're celebrating the defeat of this pipeline. So thank you.